the intro video. I don't know what's happening over there. So we're just going to close that because that's confusing. That's confusing me, and I don't want to be confused. It's really early. I'm going to do a pop-out chat. I'm sorry. I will get better at this as this progresses. Okay, now I can see the chat. Now I can see my screen. This is gonna be so much better. Good morning, Kayleen. Welcome in. You can hear me too. Great. Okay, life's going on steadily. I need more caffeine. I didn't even make coffee this morning because I don't even have any caffeinated coffee. But my son brought me a Dr. Pepper yesterday, and I saved it for occasions just like this. But this is the first time I've really ever used this software to go live. So we're going to see how that works. And yeah, now that we have that, you know what? I didn't even show one of my projects in my what I've been working on video. I totally forgot that I had an extra project happen. Yeah, I know. Like, that's what happens when you have a ton of them. You start to forget what you have. So I'm going to minimize me, I think, is what I'm trying to do. There we go. And I'm going to pull up my other camera that's not even it's not even where it's supposed to be currently. We're going to put that where it's supposed to go and see if we can get this to work. And we're going to move that. And we're going to hope that the second camera comes to existence with us. I like big yarn and I cannot lie, says Sarah. Good morning, Lori. Welcome in. How are you, Ladybug? Ladybug. Do y'all ever remember watching Sesame Street in the Ladybug picnic part where they were counting the ladybugs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 ladybugs at the Ladybug picnic. Do y'all remember that? Okay, you're looking at my screen. That's not my intention. Or you're looking at my ceiling. Boop, boop. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Look at that. We've got cameras all around. Life is good. There's a cord in the way. I had to do that so it can connect. Is it going to stay connected? Are we going to stay connected? Or is it going to go bad? I don't know. Why is it not wanting to stay connected? So y'all remember the Ladybug Picnic song? Yeah, I love that thing. Let me figure why my phone is not wanting to. Oh, look, it's double me. That's scary. Okay, there it goes. Look at this. Look at this right here. Now we have both of us. We have 2 cameras. Life is snazzy. And we've been corrected. I hope you can see that. It shows me that that's what you see. I don't know. Because I'm new at this. And so we're just kind of winging it here in Yarnatopia. Okay. So I need a candle. I've been doing this whole Christmas extravaganza with K&K Crochet. And so I got this vintagey Christmas candle from Claire Burke, Old Christmas Tree. I don't even know where this, 1992 is the date on this bad boy. But it smells like the vintage Christmas candle that you are thinking about. Like it just smells, I don't know, like it smells like nostalgia put into a little bitty can. So we're going to get that cranking for some good smellingness. You can't even see it there because my big old screen body's there. Oh, I'm going to set a goal. We don't have to do this goal. I'm just curious how this works. So I'm going to set a goal for 1 super chat. We're going to set it for 2 hours. No, we'll be 5. We'll be 5. In case anybody else comes in. Who knows? Who knows? And if I get 5 super chats, we're going to do, because I've never used this feature. We're going to do, I'll make an extra free pattern post. Extra free pattern post to go up on Wednesday. How about that? We'll see what that does. I don't know. I saw that, who did I see? Michi, Crochet with Michi, or by Michi, she had done that, and like it had little confetti fall everywhere. And I know that Shannon from Another Yarn also did it as well. So I was just curious how that worked. Okay, so let me show you this project that I forgot that I was making, and then I want to talk about how I had been bullied yesterday on YouTube. So as part of my scrappiness and what I do with my getting rid of my scraps, the sock yarn, when I complete projects and stuff, you know, I've been making those little mini Christmas trees, and I'm making those little stockings. But I've also started about making my little bitty miniature birds of happiness. And I forgot that I had actually finished this one. And all I have to do is weave in the ends. And I forgot to show y'all. And this yarn is some yarn that my friend Deborah gave me. Maybe I did show it on that whip video. I don't know. I could be completely wrong and crazy. I have to put on some lotion because my hands are so dry. Please hold. What do y'all have going on this week on your channels? Oh, and can somebody type in the word smile and see if Nightbot is doing that properly again? I'd greatly appreciate it. Because apparently, if you don't go live in like 4 to 5 months, Nightbot quits and you have to go hunt him down and make him get back to work. And that's pretty much what happened. So we'll see if that drops some links. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Way to go, Nightbot. You're amazing. So this is a bird of happiness. Is that not the cutest little thing? Oh my goodness. So I have to sew in the ends, and then I'm going to get some black yarn and do like some little eyeballs. But these are so easy to make. I don't even know how many grams I used to this. It's stuffed pretty good, so I can't really, if I weigh it now, it's just going to kind of weigh the stuffing. But I just love him. I love this yarn that Deborah gave me. They're so much fun. Let me drop that pattern for you in the comments down below. I think that I put it's a live replay. I don't know. Why can't I pull? Come on. Give me my screen. I need it to give me another screen so I can get the link for you. Sometimes computers are a little bit of a brat. Okay, there we go. It's crazy. Ravelry. So Bird of Happiness is a pattern that's been around, I know, for forever. I remember making one years ago, but they're really cute ornaments or just whatever gifts, and they make me smile. Or maybe it's a Blue Bird of Happiness. That's the correct pattern name. I remember that now because I remember correcting myself the last time I talked about it. I didn't even create a project page for this. I need to leave this pulled open so I can do that. Blue Bird of Happiness. Okay, there we go. Blue Bird of Happiness. Pattern is in the chat for you, and I will make sure that I put that in the show notes in case I did not hit live chat replay. I don't know. But yesterday, I'm going to leave that out so I can sew in those ends. Yesterday, I was watching Shannon, who is another yarn, and my knitting bag will not let this bag go for whatever reason. And Shannon had started a sock. And Shannon was like, I'm doing this sock in 8 days. And I don't know if you've seen another yarn, but she is like a knitting ninja. I don't even know if she sleeps. She has to be knitting when she's sleeping, maybe with her eyes closed. It's kind of absurd what she does. But not only is she choosing to do another sock, she's choosing to do a color work sock set in 8 days. And this is part of the Nitty Natty sock challenge. It coincides with Short Week. I love Short Week. So I had forgotten about this really. And then I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to partake in this. Although I have no business whatsoever casting on another project. Yet here we are. So I'm going to drop the website of Nitty Natty in case you're curious about this sock thing that's happening. It's on her main page. And it's for her sock challenge. Nitty Natty is a knitter and crocheter. I'm sure you all know who she is. But that's the website where that is. And her sock challenge is to make a sock in 8 days. Now, you can submit shorties. So there's a couple of sock rules. Number 1, you have to start the sock no earlier than 12 o'clock a.m. Sunday, July 20th, which was yesterday. And you have to complete the sock by July the 27th, 11:59 p.m. So you have 8 full days, and this is to coincide with Shark Week. Hoo-ha-ha. And so shorty socks are allowed. Any pattern is good, but all the socks must be made in fingering weight yarn. A pair of socks is 2 entries. 3 socks is 3 entries. An individual sock is 1 entry. So you can knit a sock or crochet a sock, just one, and enter it, and you could be eligible to win a prize. I would love to say that I can knit 2 socks during this time frame, but that would be a big old fat lie. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Because I'm making some circles still for the library, and I'm also working on a tutorial. So I decided that I was going to do some shorties. So I came out here, I was in my PJs, in my chair. It was kind of late in the afternoon. Came in here, grabbed my bag, grabbed some yarn, and I got started. I was going to start doing 1 sock at a time on DPNs, and then I'm like, okay, I could possibly do 2 shorties in this 8 days. And I can definitely possibly do 2 shorties in 8 days if I do 2 at a time. Sorry, I'm like all kind of congested, so I feel like I can't breathe. Let's see. I am participating in Shark Week. If I don't finish a single skein shawl in a week, I have to frog it. Oh, well, that's kind of fun too, though. I should have went with that one instead of socks. I feel like I've chosen the wrong path. I feel like I was led astray by Shannon. I would have much rather made a shawl. It's fine, though. I'm just going to stay committed. But I do like that challenge. That may be a challenge I do later on. We'll have to see. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to have to reconsider that one. But let me show you what I picked out. So this bag, first of all, is it not the most adorable thing? This is from one of my favorite bag people, Bags by Awesome Granny, who is Darlene, and I just love her. I just love her so much. Oh, there's my glasses. I probably could use those. So I'm using, this looks like a hot mess, because it is right now. Darlene sent me a little message when she sends my bags. I just love her for that. I've been making it take this out of my bag because I want my cats to chew on it. I don't like having rubber bands in the house. So let me get all this chaos out. And we're just going to set this right here. So I'm using some Paca Peds. And this is a 20% superfine alpaca, 65% superwash wool, and 15% nylon. That nylon is why I'm using this for socks. I don't like making socks unless they have nylon in the wool because I just don't feel like they last as long, and that's not fun. So you can see where I started casting this on last night. I have one sock already on my needles to start. Oh, I'm here. I need to hold it more here. And then, good morning, Michelle. How are you doing? And then I have the other sock cast on, but it's currently on DPNs or I cast it on. So our goal this morning is to put here to here and then start knitting a 2x2 rib because I have 8 days to complete these socks. This colorway is called Mixed Berries. It's just absolutely so pretty. Love it. Look at that. And you can see the alpaca in the yarn because of the halo. Yeah, so nice. There's a close-up of the label again. There's 360 yards in one cake of this, and it's 3.5 ounces. And it recommends using a US 1-2. Made in Peru. This is color 608 Mixed Berries, and I'm using a US 1. I think. Or these might be a 0. I think these are 1. How are you doing, Michelle? Welcome in. What are you working on? I have to have a soda drink. We're starting to have ragweed pop up everywhere. It's not a fun time. So, to do this, first of all, when I get one of them on the needles, I like to look. So you can kind of see, like, there's the front of the stitches. And then that's the back side. The back side is a little bit more bumpy, and the front side has a little bit more of a slope. So you want to make sure that when you knit, that front side's what's knitting on there, not twisted. So I usually like to get one of them on. I slide them down. And then while I get the other one on, this is just a little Kim Tipperoo. I take a binder clip, or if you're a seamstress and you have those little really cute ones that go with sewing, you can use those. And I just snap it so it stays together. And then if you lay it down while you're doing this, it's fine. Working on getting coffee. Storm's here all night. Oh no. Good morning, Pulling Through Life. Welcome in. How are you doing this morning? So now I'm going to take my stitches from here and put them on here. So I want them to go like this because I want both of the tails to face the same way. You can cast them on the double points and not have to do this like transfer part, but honestly, I didn't have the double points with me. I was already in bed. I cast on one, and then I was going to just cast on the other and then work on DPNs. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do them both 2 at a time. And I didn't want to get out of bed to go get it, so that's why we're doing it this morning. That's life. I've already, when I cast them on, I did go ahead and cast on an extra stitch. And that way I could do the little trick or the hack where you cast on an extra stitch, you slide it over, you put one on top of the other, and then it gives you a holeless join in the round. Do y'all ever do that? It's like a great little method. But crochet project is currently a shawl and a pair of crochet socks. Are you doing the Nitty Natty challenge like I am? The knit a pair of socks or crochet a pair of socks in 8 days. I probably should really have better lighting to do this. Let me see if I can get a little bit more lighting from my lamp. And also, it's great that I just put lotion on because this is making this super slippery. It's fine. So I'm just transferring these along, and then we'll get started on knitting these bad boys. So you can do 2 at a time in Magic Loop. Personally, it's not preferred for me. Magic Loop in general is not preferred for me. I just hate dealing with the yarn maintenance. And some people always love Magic Loop. And if you're someone that always loves Magic Loop, good for you. I'm very excited for you. But I am not that way. So, at all. I prefer to do 2 at a time with 2 circulars that are about 16 to 24 inches. And to me, it's not as much yarn maintenance. And it goes a little bit faster. But it's a personal choice, as crafting always is. There are no knitting and crochet police that's going to come after us. So I got one on there. Let's do the other one. Michelle says, no, Sock is a group cow with a local LYS Sunday crochet group. Oh, do I miss local knitting and crochet groups. So we used to have one back in the day, and it was great. I loved it so much. But we also used to have multiple yarn stores, like within a few minutes. We had 2 within 15 minutes. And each one did different stuff on different days. So it was amazing. But then, I'm sorry, my needles are making like noises. I'll stab them right there, so stop doing that. But then one of them closed, and then the other one had like a big fire, and it closed. And now the closest yarn store for me is Taming of the U. So it's a store in Gadsden, Alabama. And I love it. I love Miss Pat, and I love the people who come and hang out there and knit and crochet. But to me, driving to Gadsden just takes forever because there's just one really, really long road. And so I don't go very often. And then my other local yarn store would be Eat Sleep Knit, which is actually out of Dallas, Georgia. And that's about roughly 2 hours from me, but it's not bad. And I love that store. I don't know if y'all have ever been. You've may have shopped online. They do have an online presence, and their online presence is strong. It's basically like shopping in the store. And it's always up to date. But if you're looking for hand-dyed yarn and you want to get it online, that's going to be a great place to get it because they have a rewards program. And they're just super nice and helpful. So if you need to like make up a 2-color something for something, you can call them or send them a Facebook message or something and say, hey, I would really like this yarn in 2 colors that are close, look nice, because sometimes hand dye can do a little crazy thing. And if they're not busy, they'll accommodate you and like send you a photo. And so you can kind of pick out which one you want. I love them. They're like amazing. I don't mind giving them money. Okay. It's a Marley Bird toe-up pattern. Okay, I love Marley Bird. Let me go back on some chat. Purling Through Life says, I love Magic Loop, but I do DPN as well. Yeah, if I can use a DPN, I'm going to use a DPN. I think it makes it so I don't have to look, because as long as I know I'm on one needle, I know where I'm in the pattern. And then, but this is my second favorite. And then, let's see who else. Who else says something? Michelle said it's a Marley Bird pattern. Purling Through Life said, I only like Magic Loop for socks. Everything else I don't like it. Yeah, I get that. See, I like Magic Loop for hats occasionally. But for socks, even if I'm doing one, I'll use DPNs or something like this. Because I don't know. Eat Sleep Knit is your yarn store. It's 20 minutes from you. Really? So we may need to like meet up one day and like go shopping for yarn. That could be fun. I would be willing to do that. Because, I mean, it's really not that far from me at all. I don't think I knew it was that close to you. In the past, I wouldn't have been able to because of Mammal. But, you know, with life change comes life changes. So now that could be an option. It would be fun. It would be fun. I love that store. Good morning, Kristen Quinn. Welcome in. Just getting my coffee and breakfast going. Yeah, I'm going to make some breakfast when I get done with this live. I'm going to go in and make some omelets. Omelets for my family. I love Eat Sleep Knit so much. I haven't bought there recently. I can't remember if I made an order yet this year or not because I've been trying not to use Buy Yarn. Trying to be slightly good. What did I do here? Oh, nothing. Somehow I've like got this all kind of wrapped up. I don't even know what I did. It's alright, I can figure it out. I can fix it. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Please hold while I do some maintenance. Story of my life, right? Okay. We'll just figure that out when we get there. That's my answer for it. No worries. No worries. I did buy some yarn from the yarn store the other day. Oh, you did? LYS Day. Did they do did you do like one of the yarns where you get the free Casablanca pattern? Because usually on LYS Day, she offers free patterns if you buy, like there's always if you buy this yarn, you get one of her patterns, or you can buy any 2 skeins. And then Barocco is really good about doing free patterns on LYS Day. If you spend so much Barocco, you can money on Barocco, you can get free patterns and stuff. So I'm curious. I'm curious if you got a free Casablanca pattern. I'm gonna tidy up this little end out of my way. So I always do a little knot on my ends so that way they're not in my way. And so the way that you do this, you just kind of pull the needle that you're working with. So you have your 2 needles, the back one, all the back one, all that stuff's going to stay on the back one. And all your stitches and work on the front one's going to stay on the work one. So when you're doing your front needle, you pull the other end and that's what you knit on. This tail, you can just tighten it up and you'll be fine. I'll do a video on how to do that. It's a great little hack so you don't have a gap there. So now we're just going to be knitting along. Oh, you can barely hear me. Okay, I might need to turn up my mic. It automatically kind of turns it down, the maximal decibel. Is that better? In my software. So I had to adjust you. Okay, I realize I'm gonna have to put on glasses because my lighting is too low. The sun's not even up yet, and I haven't put on eye drops. Let me break out my spectacles. Alright, let's put this back. I don't want to like bump the microphone and like mute it without realizing it. That's why I got one that has a light so I can see when it cuts off. Did you say if you got a Casablanca yet? They had lots of free patterns, but I can't remember which pattern I got. I gotten Casablanca free patterns in the past. Okay. Interesting. You didn't get one this year. My microphone, I think I fixed it, Michelle. Is it better? I'll have to get like this and do that really good podcast voice. I'm just kidding. Look at the yarn. I just got my 15-minute warning to leave for work. Oh no! Well, have a good work day. I hope you have a great work day, actually. Hope you can sneak some crafting in during a lunch break. What am I doing? I just saw someone ask about the dyer, Purling Through Life. That is some Alpaca Peds. And this is a 20% super fine alpaca, 65% superwash merino, and 15% nylon. Excuse me. And and the color mixed berries. I even have my little cough drops right here in case we have to break into those things this morning. We'll just put them right there because I can tell that that's coming. We had church yesterday, and it always never fails. Like, in the most quietest moments, like, you know, you get that tickle in your throat, and you're trying your best not to cough. So then my eyes start doing this really weird bulging out thing and, like, pouring out water. It was horrible. So even though we're not supposed to have drinks in the sanctuary, I snuck in a bottle of water, and I, like, leaned down in the pew so I could drink it and not cough so much. It's better. Is that even better? Even better? I don't know why it's not coming through very loudly. Like, it's literally all the way up. I think if I do both of these, I'm going to have echo. Do I have echo now? I'm going to turn up. Do I have echo now? Okay, I don't have echo. So I'm just going to leave that like that. I'm going to turn it and see if that works better. Crafty Moo, have a great day. Okay, that had echo because I was playing both so I can hear. Crafty Moo, I hope you have a great day at work. No, you're not having any work. He's home. He's on his way home from work for lunch. Okay, I get you. Have a great lunch. I thought you meant, oh no. It is early. Yeah, that's why I keep my heart candy and throat drops right. I gotta go make a phone call. Individuals think here's the payment. That's all that's needed. No account number. Oh, okay. I am using Hiya Sharps. They are by far my favorite. I've got all the needles. Like, let me just. So we have let me just show y'all. Let me show you why I love these things. First needles I ever purchased are in here. Let me move my high quality H2O so I don't send that flying and break that. This is a really old product. This is the Jimmy Bean and Namaste. Before Laura ever bought Namaste, I mean, like, back when it was just its own company, Namaste. So this was 2014, 2015. But this is the BYOB, Bring Your Own Binder. And it opens up, and you have a pocket over here. And then you have these little mesh pockets here, and it has these for your double points. And there's one insert for your solid or your longer needles. But the only thing I keep in this are any kind of Knit Picks. Knit Picks and Knitter's Pride needles are the only thing I keep in here. And even some Lantern Moon and Likey, because all of those are interchangeable. So all of those interchangeable are interchangeable. You can mix and max. And I used to try to keep this a little bit more organized, but as you can see, it's got some issues. But we have my first needles I ever bought I bought a couple of these Caspian Woods, and I love these. And then I bought this Knitter's Pride Marbles set. So I still use these a lot. These are 100% acrylic needles, and they are so pretty. They're made to look like marble. I don't even know if they still make these, but I really enjoyed these because when you're knitting at night with a lamp, the lamp really picks up the needle, and it makes it really, really easy to see your stitches. So I use these. Why is this 2 different colors? Oh, because that's 2 different needles. I don't know where the other ones are. That's interesting. They're somewhere. They're probably in a whip bag, to be quite honest with you. We'll just go ahead and separate those. That's funny. And then they made these clear acrylic ones also for the same reason. And they're fun to knit with. And then these are the Knitter's Pride Dreams. Love those. And then I got some of the Knitter Pride. I think these are called Novas. They're the metal. Love those. Actually, these might be Knit Picks Caspian wood. Yeah, these are Knit Picks. And then here are some of the Likey that I have. I have a couple of those. And I now have their crochet hooks. I love those as well. I don't know where that hook is. I need to find that. I am not really good at keeping up stuff lately. And then I have a couple of the Knitter's Pride carbons. So I have the whole DP instead of these because I really liked having the carbon main body and then that metal tip. Although they're kind of blunt. I mean, you can see it's kind of rounded off. It's not very pointy. And so while I have all these, and I love them, they just were not my favorite. What is that? Oh, that's just random DPNs that I'm missing. So I used those for the longest time. And then, at some point during my life, I started using Knitter's Pride. And then I used a bunch of other ones. I'm like knocking everything. So this blue BYOB carries nothing but my full set of Knitter's Pride and all of their cables. Even my little fixed Knitter's Pride are in here. And that way they're all together. I just love them so much. But I also have all of these. Let me move this candle so I don't like burn something. Let's see. Much better sound. I just got a set of Lantern Moon bamboo set. Yeah, I like them a lot. I can't use acrylic needles. They bend. They can. I'm not very tough on my needles. I'm very relaxed knitting. So I always have to go down a needle size. So where do we start with this bad boy? There's my Dreams Tunisian hooks. What's this? Oh, there's the shorties. So they were Knit Picks because this is the Caspian wood shorties. And I think I have a couple of the DPNs in this as well. And then I got a bunch of ChiaoGoo. So this is what this is. This is nothing but ChiaoGoo needles. I pretty much have a bunch of fixed to this. And I have a couple of the interchangeable. I think they're in this one. No, that's something else. They're in this one. So I have 1 or 2 interchangeable ChiaoGoo. That's them right there. And it's a sock size. And I love them for shawls because to me that red cable is it's firm. I mean, it's very pliable, but it's also pretty firm. And it can hold the weight of a shawl where I feel like sometimes Hiya Sharps, that blue cable, it puts a lot of pressure on the joins and it can mess up the needles a little bit faster. And this is, I love these needles so much and I hate that the company went out of business. This is my Signature Needle Arts. I didn't get a lot of these because they're so expensive. Like it was just ridiculous. But I have a 4, 5, and 6 in these for knitting shawls and hats. And I have the stiletto tips. And these are super, super sharp needles. If I had to choose the sharpest needles for me, it would be the Knitter's Pride, or not Knitter's Pride, it would be Hiya Sharps, Signature Needle Arts, and then ChiaoGoo. And then I have the Addi. So this is the Addi lace tips. They're also sharps. And I love these. These have a great warranty, which I need to do a warranty claim on my number 6 on these because it will not stay popped in. Like, it's got a manufacturer defect in the needle itself. But I use these a lot, and I love this case that they came in. I mean, it's just so pretty. It's so nice. And then this is now my Lantern Moon. I have a little set of these. And I really like these too. I like the Lantern Moon wood over the Knitter's Pride wood. I feel like it's just a little bit smoother. And I feel like the tips are a little bit better. And that's been kind of like my evolution of knitting needles and such. Although I have some crazy one-offs. So I have like Vanna's Choice knitting needles. Like, I don't even know if y'all remember those, but a long time ago there was Vanna's Choice had, oh, that's doing something weird. There we go. Vanna's Choice had some knitting needles, and I bought some of those. I think I got them, maybe a Hobby Lobby. Let's see. Yeah, Nightbot, I see that it's getting awful low. Nightbot's telling me that we've been on for almost an hour. Okay, stop clicking on that. Michelle says, pretty much right now using ChiaoGoo or Clover Bamboo, still very much new at knitting. Yeah. So I do want to start making some more tutorials for knitting, because knitting is my heart. I did start off with crochet, but there's just something about knitting that is very therapeutic for me, and I just love it a lot more. I just see where I was in my little thing. I keep trying to, I need to adjust my camera. So when I knit, it's really hard for me to knit on screen because I really have to force my arms out. When I knit naturally, just sitting by myself, I'm like knitting, sitting back, and it's in my lap. I don't even really look down at it. So sitting here knitting, I feel like I have to basically sit up in the camera for it to get me. You don't like ChiaoGoo cords at all? Yeah, I mean they're definitely I don't know what the word I'm thinking of. They're definitely different. Hey Jay Paris. So yeah, I had originally created a stream placeholder yesterday, and I set that up and had all the nice adjustments done to it, and then when I went in to go record this morning, it created a separate stream. So I don't know how to go in and fix that so it doesn't do that anymore. So I apologize about that. But I'm going to start going live every Monday morning. And I think it'll be fun. So we have, I don't know why it's not showing my little live thing, my little photo. Yeah, see lives every Monday. Isn't that nice? I'm just right now trying to figure out time. So the first one I did was at 5:30, and y'all, that was really, really hard to get at 5:30. My brain is not functioning at 5:30. So we might do it like 6:30. We'll see. I like this one a lot better. I like this time frame. Yeah, well, YouTube hates me. We've already established that. Like, it's not going to tell you anything about me. Bye, Lori. I'll see you later. I'll see you Thursday. I got to go make the rest of my circles this morning. Also, I'm going to do that here in a bit and get those knocked done. It's awesome. That's funny. Yeah, I worked hard on that little screensaver, by the way. So diligently working away to make fun graphics. I did have another members video go up yesterday, behind the scenes. That video will go live for the public on Wednesday. And I show the bookcases that we bought at IKEA last week. what I did with them. And so there is a video from last week under a playlist called Behind the Skeins. And it was members only for a few days. But I'm doing these to kind of show you the behind the thing. I wasn't going to bring it up. Bring what up? My audio? Oh, the fact that YouTube hates me? Yeah, it's a little touchy subject. Like, I don't understand. Someone mentioned the other day that they thought that I could have actually be shadow banned. Like, I don't know. It's possible. It's definitely possible. And it could be because the fact that my channel was taken down twice, that this whole tag or channel address has been shadow banned. But surely not, right? I mean, like, I don't know. So I was supposed to cast on, I think, 63 stitches, which gives you an odd number out when you're doing in the round like this. Let me make sure my things are right. I just didn't skip one. No, I made a boo-boo right there. This is why you should not do this in the very early mornings when you're not watching. It's fine. So I'm going to just tink back real fast. I think that happened when I sat down to show needles. I think I got distracted. I was like, oh, look. Let's talk needles. I'm about to have to get off too because I have got to go make breakfast. And I've got laundry that I'm washing that I've got to go get. So my goal is to get these knit in 8 days. We shall see how that goes. I will do an update video. And then I will be blogging, or vlogging, I guess is the correct terminology because I'm not writing a blog. I'm doing a video again this week. And that will be a members only update on Sunday. And then it'll go public on Wednesday as well, showing this process if you're interested in that. Membership for my channel is only 99 cents. It's kind of like a cheerleader. It's nothing big at all. And I will give out free memberships every month. I've already given them out for this month. So when I get some new ones, I will do some new ones. So other people can have a chance to be members only. I need to get a better light for over here. I could turn on the big overhead light. There's a cam light that's right above my desk. But I don't want to have to get up to go over there and turn it on. Michelle typed something and then she deleted it. How dare you? Just kidding. It's fine. If you have anything exciting on your channel, please, happening this week, feel free to leave it in the comments right now so people can see and check it out. I can't believe I've already made a boo-boo. I hate doing 2x1 rib. So for those who are coming in who are not knitters or catching the replay, hello replayers, welcome in. I am tinking out my tinking, which is knitting backwards because you're spelling it backwards. My little first row because I made an error because I was talking. There's a shocker. Oh, Jay asked a question. Read up in the comments. Okay, I'm new to knitting but have been crocheting for a few years now. You mentioned wanting to do more knitting tutorials. Can you do one on how to use DPNs for decreases? Yes, I can. I can, definitely. I will. I'll make a note of that. Where's my notepad? DPN for decreases. I don't even know what that is. Oh, that was something from... Will do. Thanks for that question. Nightbot, stop getting on to people. They did nothing wrong. You didn't even... I just unhid your thing. I don't know why. I had that setting off so he doesn't like say that people are doing things wrong. I'll have to go back in and make sure that when he quit working, that he didn't return that off. Good morning, Kelly. Welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in, Kelly. Come on in. Pull up a chair. We're just out here chatting. Yeah, I had that turned off. I think when he quit working, when I took my little bit of a hiatus, that got retoggled. It's always the togglers. It's always toggling. Okay, yeah, no, that's a pearl. Okay, so now we're back. Now we're back to business. Knit, knit, pearl. Knit, knit, pearl. So this is how I knit. I know some people find it very interesting to see other people knit. Because of my plates in my arms, that happened when I was casting on. Let me fix that. I'm just going to knit that together. Make sure I get that little strand. Okay. Now it's going. A lot of people like to watch other people knit, and there are people out there who are like the knitting police, who they're like, oh, you're knitting wrong. I have to knit this way because of the car wreck I was in and because my limited arm movement. So this is as far as this hand turns, and this is as far as this hand turns, and I really have to pull my arms in to do that. So I may knit a little odd. I found a few, but they're all in English knitting and not continental. So, oh, okay, yeah, I'm definitely a continental. But we'll do one with different kind of decreases. That would be fun. Definitely. I hate that the needles are making a scratchy sound on my... Oh, look, I dropped a stitch. It's there. Halfway. Let's just go ahead and put that back where that goes. I need a little crochet hook so I can fix that. Let me grab one. These are great for picking up little drop stitches like that. So I don't know if y'all can see. Let me see if I can show you what's going on. So I have the blue strand, but the other strand, the pink that is supposed to go in there, got knocked off, which is not a big deal. We're just going to get it all. We're going to put it back on that needle, and then we're going to put the stitch over it. And then, bam, fixed. Not a problem. Moving right along. The most stitches I've ever dropped down to fix something was about, I think it was like 37 stitches. I was making a pair of fingerless mitts, and I realized that I missed a central double decrease, which in a pattern it looks like a CCD, or it looks like a little, it's indicated like this often in a chart, and I realized I missed one, and so I had to go back, and I didn't want to rip all down 37 rows of knitting, so I literally just got to that stitch and dropped it all the way down 37 rows and picked it back up. Yeah, so even if I want, I can just do a decrease on this. So let's pretend that these are DPNs. So same way, I would just do, if I'm doing a 2 together, sometimes it's easier to pull your stitches out a little bit and then go in, yarn over, and pull through. Or if I'm doing a SSK, slip, go through them, This yarn's very splitty. It's kind of the first of the skein, so that's probably why. And then can yarn over and pull through. I need to do it better with some bigger yarn because this is like just split. It's Split City over here. We're Split City, and I'll definitely do a tutorial, and I'll do some bigger yarn so you can see it, because you can't see with this, and it's just wanting to split. The whole skein is not like that. I think it was because it's just the very tip and the way that it came to me caked. So this I actually got, I think this was part of a D-stash that someone had sent me, and I wanted to use it. I'm just turning my stitches from doing the slip knit thing. Do you know how to see if you're... I need to do that also. We're going to do a lot of knitting tutorials because there's a lot of things that I think a lot of patterns and knitters just kind of expect other knitters to know, but you don't know what you don't know, you know? This is so splitty. And I want to make it so knitting is not scary, not challenging, and you can just do it. And if you make a boo-boo, you just fix it. All right, so apparently I didn't even miss any. This is how it is. So this is what I do. If I get over, you can see my 2x2 ribs kind of working up right there. 2x1 rib. And I have this one stitch that obviously has to go on this side so I can do the 2x1 rib on that side. But since I'm doing 2 at a time, I can't just stick it on the other needle. So what I do is I'll get a stitch marker. Let me put this up so I don't stab myself. I'm just going to put that in the bag in case I need it. And I will put this stitch on a stitch marker. And I'm just going to let it hang out there until I get to the other side. So then I'm going to work on this sock now. And I'm going to figure out this nightmare from putting it on, because I have something happening here. I don't even know what's going on. It's probably when I threw it in my bag yesterday before I put it on this needle. Yeah, because I stabbed. Alrighty. And so now I'm just working on my second sock. I've got my yarn. It's not twisted. I've got my working yarn. My little tail is just kind of dangling down below. You can push it out of the way because now we're just going to focus on this sock. So as I knit also, I have my sock yarn balls in front of me. You want to have 2 of them if you're going to do 2 at a time. This first stitch is going to be twisted, so I always knit through the back loop on it. And then I'm just carrying on. And I can pull that tail and tighten that up later. Once you get the first row done, it's a lot easier because it doesn't try to slide around on you. And if you have yarn that's not splitting, it makes it even easier. Because then you're not fighting your yarn. But you can see like how it's already kind of coming in twisted there. But it's fine. Howdy, Ladybird. How are you? Let me go back up. Whoa, I'm like really behind on chat. I'm sorry. Thank you. And I know, but it's just distracting. I guess because my eyes are drawn to the movie art and not the process, I think. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it with some big old chunky yarn so you can see. Good morning, Miguel. How are you doing? Who knows? Everyone's saying hello. Rudy, hello. Did you change your YouTube name, Rudy? Because I don't think it used to say Homestead on there. Bonjour, says Rudy. Bonjour, Rudy. Salut, comment vas-tu aujourd'hui? You finished the challenge by the source. At the source 749. Okay, a bit like big yarn and I cannot lie. It is 7:18 Central Time here, Rudy. In 2 minutes. My computer's 2 minutes off from yours. Hello. Okay, I'm caught up now. I'm caught up to... I'm on a pearl. I also have a philosophy very much like Stephen West that if I am knitting and there's a slight error and it's fixable that no one's going to see, then no one's going to see it. And you don't have to worry about it. So sometimes if I'm missing a stitch, I will just throw a little stitch right on in there because no one's going to know. And if I have an extra stitch, then I just eat that little thing up by doing a 2 together or an SSK, whichever one's going to be less noticeable, and nobody's going to know. So as far as things that I know that's happening in the Yarny community, there's this 8-day challenge through Knitting Natty, and I do believe that crocheted socks count, but they have to be in fingering weight yarn. And Lefty Mirror Crochet Knits, I think, was who told us about the Knit a Shawl challenge, but I don't know if she said who that was from. So I may have to do some interesting Googling and trying to find out who's doing that right now. You do the same. Okay. Yeah, the eating the and hiding the stitch that no one's going to know about. Crochet also, though. Like, on that stupid Sophie's Universe, there was several times where I would get around and I realized that I missed a stupid front post. And that thing, I learned to make freestanding front post. And it was... I just sewed in both of the ends and called it a day. Good morning, Dorothy. How are you doing? I'm heading into work, but hello. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you have a good day at work. Hope your new house is coming along swimmingly. So now I just kind of slide my needles in, and I'm just going to let the back one just kind of dangle, and we're going to work on this other row, or other side. And I'm going to pull up the other end for this. So I'm just working on this one needle, and you can see the other one is just over here. They're still separate but held together by the yarn. And I am on a purl stitch. Yes, I'm on a purl stitch. I like having a purl stitch start on the row, and that is because you can pull it tight and it helps reduce any kind of laddering that you're going to have. So you want to pull that first stitch a little bit tight, but on really the second one, so you pull that one, and it's the second one that really kind of does it in and holds it, and pull it just a little bit tighter, and then you can continue on with your normal tension, and that's going to prevent a ladder from forming right there at that stitch. But since that knit stitch is right up against a purl stitch, you're not going to be able to see the laddering anyways. So when you're knitting, if you can kind of work that out so that there's a knit and a purl on one side of where that is going to join, then you're not going to have any laddering. And if you do have some laddering, you just need to adjust your tension, and you can also try blocking it out. But these are socks. So honestly, it doesn't really matter if they have laddering. because they're going to be on my feetsies. I don't even think I told y'all what sock pattern I'm doing. This is a whole new to me sock. Also, this is very awkward for me because I do not knit socks cuff down. I haven't knit a cuff down sock in probably, I want to say 6 or 7 years. This is not my forte. This is not my fun. Toe up socks are where I live. That is my happy sphere. This cuff down stuff is for the birds. But I'm doing it because of the stupid challenge. And we're supposed to, I'm going to leave that screen pulled up. We're supposed to be putting a sock in 8 days. And I know I cannot knit a full sock for my size women 13 feet in 8 days. Because the sock from toe up has to be 10.5 inches before I can even start my heel. That's a whole lot of knitting that I just don't want to have to work on, because I'm also doing the circles for the library, and I have a tutorial that I'm working on for you guys for this Christmas extravaganza. So the sock pattern that I'm doing for these are called the Weekend Shorty socks, and since shorties are allowed, I'm all about them. I'm going to try to put the link. Oh, there's Meowie Cat. Meowie Cat is our barn cat. There's the sock pattern right there. He was a stray that we caught. We got him neutered, and he just kind of, we feed him, and he just wanders around the property to the 2 barns. But he loves to come hang out behind my shed because I feed the birds. I have bird feeders back here so I can see them when I'm sitting in the window. And he never tries to mess with them, but he likes to watch them. And the turkeys are always back there, and he just kind of likes to lay around and watch the turkeys. It's pretty funny. But there's that pattern that I just dropped for this Weekend Shorty socks. They require about 228 yards of yarn for the biggest pair. So that's me. The extra large is about my area where I'm at. And I'm a little bit longer than the extra large, I think. But they're a cuff down. They're a heel flap and gusset, and then a toe at the end. And this is not my normal knitting. I never do socks this way. I don't like it. So I'm also kind of out of my comfort zone. So it's taking me a little bit longer to get started. I usually like to save my ribbing for last because I hate it. So it's like if I finish it, then I get done, I'm done with my socks. So it's a little bit more rewarding for me. Where if I start with my toe, I can see this progress, and I'm like just happily moving on because I'm not doing the most daunting thing that I know of the sock, and that's the ribbing. I need to keep them off. I know that's super annoying to hear that sound. I'm so sorry. Maybe I'll lay a blanket under it next time. But I want to get to the other sock and show y'all how to add that stitch back around. So we've completed, nope, we didn't complete the first round. There's an extra stitch, which I think I'd cast on 24 or 25 stitches instead of 24. So that checks out, but I wanted to make sure I have that gap gone. Okay. So, let me push these around. So when you get to this one, you have that one stitch that's on a stitch marker. You just want to slide that bad boy on your needle, take off your stitch marker, and you are good to go, continuing on in pattern with that. And then you've completed your first round on both socks. And you just complete that process, and as you knit, you just kind of play leapfrog with your yarn. I'll record some behind the scenes of that today and show you that process as well. Let me look back at the chat. Excited for Christmas extravaganza. Yeah, the first, did y'all see that? The first video I did for that was the patterns. I'm going to be putting up a pattern post today, free patterns, and I am going to do a designer spotlight again because I think that's fun. I've got to get some eye drops in my eyeballs. They're so dry. Michelle said it was so funny to see me when you picked the exact frame I just downloaded. So you just also picked the weekend socks, the weekend shorties. I can't do toe up. I've only tried. See, that's how I'm about cuffed down. Like, it just feels so awkward. It's like trying to knit continental. I can do it. I don't like to do it. And it feels very awkward for me to do it. And that's kind of how I feel about this. So I don't know. But I'm gonna persevere, and I'm gonna get done because I want to do this pattern, and I want to like, you know, have the socks done for this. So while we're here, I do want to try a few things. Oh, the Christmas skirt. Yeah, I really like that Christmas skirt. Do you share knit patterns only or the crochet also? No, if they have both on their freeness, I'm going to share both. But my other posts always have knitting and crochet when I do designer spotlights. I just didn't see any knit ones from the lady that I shared last week. So she only had crochet ones. If that makes sense. So I have set up some things. I want to see if I can get it to work. Okay, obviously my short keys are not working. Okay. Well, never mind. Let's see if I can get this one to work. I'm really trying to learn this system. Can y'all see that? Do y'all hear music with that? No. Do you hear music with that now? Just out of curiosity. See, it's not, there's a delay from what I see and what shows up. So I'm trying to figure out if it's, yes it is. Okay. At least I kind of know how to do that now. Alright. So what I'm doing, because I'm not trying to, you can't hear me. Now you can hear me. Yeah, so what I'm doing what I'm using for this and what I'm trying to learn is I'm using Restream as my, you can't hear me right now? You should be able to hear me right now. Okay, now you can hear me. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a learning curve. I apologize. Yes, okay, you can hear me. So what I'm trying to learn is I'm using Restream for my streaming service, and then I'm using OBS for my capture service. It's not a service, but it's very, very, lots of buttons. I set up what I thought was hotkeys so that I would be able to hit a button on my keyboard and then it would play whatever that was on the screen. But it's not doing that properly. So I don't really know how to make that do that properly. And I'm going to have to figure that out because I want to be able to have those hotkeys. I know they make the little streaming decks, which I would love to have a streaming deck, but they're like $200. And so unless I get that for Christmas from Santa hubby, then that's not going to happen. But that's all it. I was just want to chop on. I wanted to chop on. I just want to hop on, hang out with y'all for about an hour, and work on getting these started. I'm going to go finish working on these around. I got to go make some breakfast because good morning. How are you doing? Welcome in and get my day started. There will be a video coming out on Wednesday. It's already up for members only. It'll be public on Wednesday, and it's a behind the skeins. There will be a free pattern post coming out today, probably around lunchtime is when I'm going to try to do those. And yes, Amber. Hello, Amber. I can't remember your name. I need to make sure I have your name on my notebook. And then we're going to have a probably something else come out again on Thursday. I hope to record on Friday some kind of content-y video for you all about something. I don't even know yet. I haven't even gotten that far. But that's kind of how I want this to work. Thing that I want to set up. Alright, here we go. I have a whole page I need to like rewrite because it's kind of crazy. Amber. I'm horrible at names. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, Nightbot. Why is it hiding your message? Okay, I think that got it. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to have to go in and fix Nightbot so he doesn't hide y'all stuff when y'all use emojis. That's crazy. That's going to be super annoying. I'll make a note to do that like immediately after this stream ends so that does not happen on the next one. Fix Nightbot. Fix Nightbot. I hate that it has comments. Evil Nightbot strikes again. Yeah, so annoying. He just doesn't like them. Like he's like a grumpy person. I don't understand. It is automatic, but there is a setting that you can toggle off so it doesn't do that. And I had it off previously, but when Nightbot quit working because I didn't do a live in I forgot how many months, Nightbot got deactivated as a moderator, and so I had to go in there and tell Nightbot to get back to work, and then I didn't go in and check all the settings. And so when I updated Nightbot, he decided that he wanted to do some stuff again on his own. Yours are off and he still does it. He's never done that on mine. Like, I don't know. Grumpy Pants. Yeah. Or very bad dad jokes. I don't think I have mine set to do dad jokes. I don't know. I went in and did all the little phrases that he's been saying to you. I did that. That took forever. I think one of them are still broken. I don't know which one it is though. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I got going on the channel right now. And that's about all I can handle till I get some of this stuff done around our house, because I still have to paint our foyer. I still have to paint our den and our bedroom and finish purging the house, and also setting up some stuff for a children's consignment sale. It'll be the last one that I do because my babies are no longer children. They're like young adults. They're so big and tall. I just knocked over a camera stand. If you heard that loud sound, I apologize. That's what that was in the floor. Let's see. Amber says, yeah, I only use it for link drops, but everyone does it differently. Yeah, when I set mine up, I wanted him to have like interaction with all of you, so I made him have these little funny talks and things asked, and yeah, he's supposed to be like Sir Nightbot. He's like the butler. He's the Yarnatopia butler, and so he's supposed to be greeting you and chatting with you and saying random things. So it was like 2.5 hours of my life spent setting up Nightbot, but it was worth it when he works properly. He only has issues with the one command, and I don't know which command it is, so I don't know. Like right now he's asking me, he's supposed to ask random people in here what I've been working on or what I finished this week, and so I finished this week. There's a video actually that just went out Saturday that has what I finished this week, so I hope you check it out. Yeah, he's got some cool features when he behaves, right? And it's not always the case. He doesn't always behave at all. He's kind of naughty. He's kind of naughty. I would love to own a bag by Kim, says Dora. I'm looking at some previous comments on another. I just got a thing. So yeah, there's a video and I talk about how I used to have some bags. All the fabric is cut. It's just like cut right there. I need to sew them and sell some more bags and stitch markers. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. Like, I haven't looked into selling on YouTube, like what the rules from terms and service really are, so I don't know about that. I gotta figure that out. But I do have my website hooked up, and my website does have a shop feature on it, so I could technically just sell straight from my own website. So I might go down that road, and that would be a little easier for me to keep up with. I don't know, but I don't know how much is involved in actually setting up a post to sell on my website. My website is yarningforsmile.com. And there's direct contact information. There is, all the turkeys are starting to come down. They're like literally right here now. Do y'all want to see the turkeys? Here's my website. Let me pull up the second camera and I can show you how close they are. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna undo you, and they're just walking right down there behind. Oh, they like walked right behind the grass. You may be able to see them. It's kind of far away, but that thick line of grass, they just went over there, and that is where the bird feeder is. But there may be some more coming down the hill. I can't see them. That's my flower garden I started last year, but Mamaw got sick. I do have a flower bush planted there, and then we'll plant some more wildflowers. But I leave all that stuff growing back there because that's a lot of wild blueberries and a lot of flowering plants for hummingbirds, and they come right up to this window. Okay, now we're back. But yeah. Love them. Yarn, to be a bag. Yeah, we'll do that. But I'm going to let you go. I hope you'll have a great day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Our turkeys are always staying right away right now. We see them more around our house when it's cooler. Ours come right up to our front porch. And they come right up to the door of my shed. They'll come right here, like at that little flower bed, and eat. I have a deer feeder I need to set up back here, and I'm going to put some food in there that the turkey will eat also to kind of encourage them to come hang out with me a little bit more. But the grass is just now starting to really grow in back there. There's still a lot of spots where the grass is not, because we had to like scrape all this down when we put this shed out here. So it's just now kind of growing back. And I don't know if y'all know anything about Alabama, but Alabama soil in a lot of parts of Alabama is like just a really thick red clay. Like this stuff gets like cement. So getting anything to grow, it's not pleasant. And we put a bunch of grass seed out, but most of that got eaten up by the turkeys or the crows or the deer or the geese. So yeah, who knows? Yeah, they will land on top of our house, and we have a metal roof, and they do land on the top of the shed, which is a metal roof, so you can hear the little toenails. Turkeys can fly pretty high. They will nest in the trees at night. They're pretty interesting little creatures, and they're really big. Like, I don't think people realize how big an actual turkey is, especially a big male turkey. They get huge, and when they come down at you, it can be kind of scary. But they're pretty good guard animals too. They kill bad snakes, so I love having them around. With all the trees filled, they can't fly out of the trees from the roosting areas. Yeah, they get huge. Their wingspan is insane, and like they are so loud when they flap. But currently we also have some Canadian geese that nest here every year because we have 2.5 ponds. I say half a pond because one's a seasonal pond, so it only has water during the rainy seasons, and they come and nest every year, and it's so much fun watching the babies. And I'm always like paranoid that something's going to happen to one of the baby geese, so every day I'm out there counting them like they were my children, and then if they don't go missing, I will head out and start looking for this baby. My father-in-law said he was I don't know what he was doing out by one of the barns, and he found one of the babies trapped in the fence. Like, it tried to go through, but its little butt was too big, so he had to free it, and it took off running with the other ones. But now they're learning to fly. Like, you'll see them running through the yard, like flapping their arms. They're so stinking cute. But yeah, okay, so I'm out of here. I keep talking and rambling because I enjoy talking to you guys. But I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. Thank you to my yarn cakes. I appreciate you. And where did my little thing go? You can type in the word smile right now if you have any, or if you want to share your channel, SMILE, and Nightbot will do that. And as you do that, I'm just going to play the outro, and I will see y'all later. Bye.